Functional harmony is very important in Western music. It is used almost always in popular music, and it is used to create chord progressions. Functional harmony is basically the concept that different chords in a key have a different functions that generally all revolve around your one chord. So in C major, that would be just C major. So this chord, when you have a melody in C, it's supposed to feel a rest, but there are other chords. For example, in C major, we know the notes are C, D, F, G, A, B, C, but we can actually create a chord off of each one of them. So what you do is you basically just stack thirds. But what you'll find is that you won't always get a major chord, and even though some of these chords are all minor, some of these chords are minor, they still have different functions. D minor will have a different function than A minor. So there are some chords that are pretty important. For example, let's focus in on this G major chord. So I'm going to play a C major chord right before that. And now G major is your 5 chord, because when we go back to the scale, let's put it over here. Your G is basically the 5th degree of the scale, and when we notate this with Roman numerals, we would give it a V, and we need to make sure it's uppercase, because if it was not, that would mean it's G minor. But G major is a diatonic chord. Now, it's important because it has a sense of wanting to go back to the C major chord. So let me demonstrate what that sounds like. And now there is a reason for this. It's because this G stays with this G. This B is unstable. It's the leading tone. It naturally wants to go to C. And this D also goes down to C. So we have a strong resolution. It's even stronger if I voice lead it a little bit differently. So you can see now, this wants to go here, this wants to go there, and that stays. Now there are other important chords, and out of the 7. For example, we have F major, so that's normally F-A-C. I'm just going to invert it right away, but it's still F-A-C. So let's just do this, and you have this. And it still has a natural resolution to our home, but it's not as strong. It doesn't have as much of that sense of urgency. Again, C stays with C, F goes down to A, and A goes down to G. It's not nearly as urgent, but it's still satisfactory to our ears. Now there are still some other useful chords. For example, instead of playing F major chord, you can play a D minor chord, which basically is a minor substitution. So if you hear it, it's like it still has a resolution. Another one is your E minor chord. This one's a little bit more complicated because it shares E and G of C, meaning it really has this tonic function, as in, yeah, it really feels like home still, but this B also wants to resolve down to C, so it has dominant and root function. But you could still like end the song on it and not be too displeasing. So it really depends on the context and how you want to use it. Makes it a versatile chord. Now another one is using your A minor chord, which also has root function because you have C, E. And this one's like more of like your emotional chord. It's the most common. Well, one of the most common, probably, minor chords. Probably up there with the 2 minor, as in D minor in this case. They're very popular. And your last chord is rarely used. It's your B diminished chord. So it's very dissonant, but it resolves. It's not often used, because all you have to do is add a G to it, and you get a G minor 7. Which is less dissonant. But enough of that, let's kind of go into how we can use this. So let's go into the most popular chord progression. Well, according to like the 4 chord song from Axis of Awesome, the 1-5-6-4. So C, that means G, A, and then F. So let's voice loop this. And let's loop it so you can hear it. So this is the root, dominant chord, and then we get our A minor, which is still home, and then this is the F major as the turnaround. And as you can see, it didn't really take much to create this chord progression that so many have used just with your basic functional harmony fundamentals. Now, I hope you enjoyed this video and you learned something new. If you did, please give me a like, and I hope you subscribe. Honestly, don't care though. And anyways, bye-bye.